Wanted to update you. We have a confirmed tornado on the ground. There's a photo on social media of the tornado on the ground just north of Hyco. We're working to get that for you right now.
Okay, let's go ahead and expand the view here momentarily, if we would, just to give folks at home an idea of what's going on across all of North Texas. Now, if you live here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, for now, for the time being, we are safe here. There's no threatening weather. All of these fierce storms are located out to our west and to our northwest. The storm that had produced the tornado has now moved up in southern Oklahoma. We've got flash flooding that's occurring right now or expected to occur in Jack County and Montague County as more very heavy, strong thunderstorms move through that vicinity. But right now, our biggest concern is the storm. Again, it's north of Hyco there to the east-southeast of Stephenville, in particular in Erath County. That's where we've got the tornado warning in effect. That warning goes until how long, Dylan? What's the expiration on the warning itself?
It is in effect, let me pull it, 8:45.
Until 8:45. So right now we're just about at 8:34. So this tornado warning is going to go for at least another 10 minutes. At that point in time, I'm sure the National Weather Service will reassess certainly if the tornado is still on the ground or if the rotation is still very evident on radar. They will likely extend this warning farther north and east. So heads up, even if you live up around the Granbury area, this thing is heading in your direction. So that is the very latest. Dr. Chris Jackson sharing this photo with us. You can clearly see the tornado here. This is the wall cloud itself. That's the rain-free base of the rotating thunderstorm. There is our tornado in progress right now in Erath County. This is north of Hyco. It's east-southeast of the Stephenville area, around 12 miles. It is moving north-northeast at a very fast clip at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. So if you are watching us right now in Erath County, in particular all areas to the east of Stephenville, as far north as Toller, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. That is what's on the ground now. It is moving north-northeast at roughly 35 to 40 miles an hour. And this is the type of situation where we're going to continue to get information flowing into our National Weather Service chat session from spotters, from emergency management, from local law enforcement. We have that information, again, via our National Weather Service chat session. And as soon as we get it, we'll continue to let you know about what folks out there are seeing as these potentially dangerous storms continue to move off to the north-northeast. Dylan, anything new from the chat session?
So in the past few minutes, the National Weather Service has said that the Erath County tornado appears to have weakened in the latest radar scans. We'll take a look at that, but there is a circulation still present. And Dan, just my professional opinion, there's nothing south of this storm, so there's no reason why this won't cycle back up later on as it continues to move to the north.
Yeah, and we've got a very unstable environment right now. Winds blowing out of the southeast, plenty of moisture in place here. Temperatures are still well into the 70s. And we've got a stalled out frontal boundary. So western and northwestern portions of the area right now are actually in the 50s, while we're a good 20 degrees warmer here. And anytime you've got a low-level boundary like that, that is an area where we get enhanced low-level turning of the winds, what we call low-level wind shear. And that is what that initial tornado fed on, the one that affected Jack County on up into Montague County. And these additional storms that we're going to see develop through the course of the next few hours may also likely take advantage of those low-level winds, especially those low-level turning of the winds. So we've got the rotation here, this product from Doppler radar. Again, red motion is toward, green away from the radar. So what we're indicating here is counterclockwise rotation. There's the small community of Johnsville. This is Highway 67. So we believe the tornado circulation has moved just north of Highway 67 right now, kind of going right up along FM 2481 here. So that is the danger zone. The tornado still may be in progress, although according to the National Weather Service, they think it may have weakened a bit over the last couple of radar scans. That said, we still want you to be in your tornado safe shelter. So again, here's Stephenville, probably about 10 miles off to the west-northwest. So you're not in danger there in Stephenville. The actual tornadic circulation here is drifting now just north of the town of Johnsville, just north of Highway 67, and is going to continue to move at a very fast clip north, probably almost due north now at about 35 miles an hour. So heads up here in Bluffdale. This storm is going to be moving in your direction, moving in the direction of Highway 377, probably in the next, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes. That's how much time it's going to take for this storm, where it's located now, east-southeast of Stephenville, to get up to Highway 377 around the Bluffdale area. In fact, we've got an estimated arrival time there of 9:14. That seems a little bit late. I think it may get there sooner than that. That would mean 30 minutes time. I think it's. I don't think you're going to have that much time for that storm to get up to around the Bluffdale area there. The rotation does seem to have weakened. It does look a little less impressive than it did when we first came on the air about 10 minutes ago. But the tornado warning still remains in effect for eastern portions of Erath County. It does not include Stephenville, but it does include areas to the east of there and as far north as Toller, up in Hood County, and about as far east as Glenrose, although they have trimmed the tornado warning back just a little bit. So technically, Glenrose is not in this tornado warning. This storm is expected to continue to move off to the north-northeast. And as Dylan was alluding to, it's very common for these storms. They can produce a tornado. That tornado can weaken. The tornado lifts. The storm recycles and then produces another tornado. That's what we call cyclic supercells, and that certainly is a possibility with this particular storm. There are other storms that we continue to watch as well. As we expand the view here for you, we can show you that there are other cells here. There's one to the northwest of there that's now moving into southern Palo Pinto County. There are additional storms down around the Comanche County. At this point in time, nothing too concerning with those. These are just producing very heavy rain now across Jack County into Montague County. You know, you folks were under a tornado warning a couple of hours ago. That storm has moved northward into southern Oklahoma, and now our big concern is flooding in these areas. You are under flash flood warnings in Jacksboro up through much of Montague County, including the Bowie area. We've already seen 2 to 3 inches of rainfall, and this is torrential rain that continues to fall here in these areas, and a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning. Just please be mindful, if you had damage from the first storm that moved through there, be careful going out and trying to survey that damage, because these storms are very electrically active right now, and they're producing a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning. And look at the rainfall. We've actually seen closer to 4 inches of rain already in Nocona, Bowie, down towards the Jacksboro area, back west into the Young County vicinity, especially on the north and west side of Graham right now. So anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. That soil is very waterlogged right now, and so these additional heavy downpours, that's just going to be runoff that will likely lead to some localized flash flooding. Again, we've got that tornado watch. Can we bring the tornado watch up, Dylan, graphically here? It does not include the Metroplex, but it does include Parker County, Hood County, Somerville County, back to the west into Stephenville, Mineral Wells, Bridgeport, Bowie, Gainesville, Sherman, Denton. You are all under a tornado watch until midnight tonight. It does not include Dallas, Tarrant, or Collin counties for now, but that's something that could be reassessed later this evening as these storms continue to move a little farther to the east and northeast. It is a possibility that we could see additional counties put under that tornado watch. But for now here in the Metroplex, it is all quiet. You may see an occasional sprinkle or two, but nothing really more than that. All the heavy-hitting storms are off to our west and or northwest at this hour. Dylan, anything from the chat session about that storm east of Stephenville?
So they're saying that rotation has continued to weaken with the Erath County storm, and the tornado is likely lifted. The circulation will be moving northward into Hood County over the next 30 minutes near the Bluffdale and Toller communities, as you were saying just a few minutes ago on TV. So, at least for right now, as far as where we stand, this cell, it's furthest south of all of those storms, and there's nothing interfering with it to the south. So whether or not they cancel the tornado warning temporarily or they don't, this has a great environment to work with to produce a tornado again as it moves off to the north.
Yeah, we'll continue to stick with it as long as the tornado warning is active and in effect, and it is, at least at this time, for those areas here. Again, it does not include Stephenville. It includes eastern Erath County. It includes southern and southwestern portions of Hood County, not Granbury, and it includes far northwestern portions of Somervell County. So you folks in Glen Rose and Granbury not in this tornado warning itself. But we do believe that this thing, it spun up very quickly. It produced at least a brief tornado based on the photo that we showed you just a few minutes ago to the southeast of Stephenville. We think now that that tornado has lifted as the rotation with this storm has weakened considerably in the last 5 minutes or so. We're going to continue to track this thing. It's moving a little bit faster than that. Wow. Probably if you'll take that northeast, probably at about a 30-mile or 35-mile-per-hour clip, I think that'll give us a better indication.
Okay.
But yeah, redo that if you would, Dylan. You'll probably have to expand the view here a little bit to enable yourself to draw that storm track farther to the north and northeast from where it is right now. But most of these storms are being steered along by upper level winds that are blowing from south-southwest to north-northeast. And so the movement on these has been north-northeast at a good clip, 35 to occasionally 40 miles an hour. You saw the times come up there on the screen. Yeah, and this storm definitely has weakened. You can kind of look at it here from statistics, just strictly a radar standpoint right now. It does not look as impressive as it did before. But we're going to keep our eyes on this one as well, a little farther to the northwest. That one is moving up into southeastern Palo Pinto County right now. And keep in mind, again, we've got that stalled out front across the area. On the west side of that front, winds are blowing out of the northwest. On the east and southeast side of it, winds are blowing out of the southeast. And so we get a lot of convergence right along that front itself and a lot of low-level wind shear. And so we still believe that conditions will be favorable as we head through the next few hours to see another potential tornado or two. Dylan, anything new there?
Yeah, so sorry, Courtney was talking to me in my ear, but I just wanted to tell you, Dan, despite the fact that the rotation has weakened, they said that they are going to reissue the tornado warning for Erath and Hood counties here shortly. So it looks like they've gotten rid of it for right now, but they just said in the chat that it will be reissued. So we'll just wait and see what they want to do here.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. It was just reissued right now. Again, if you're just joining us here on Fox 4, we continue to see a storm that is capable of producing another tornado. We say that because we believe, based on some photographs that we've seen on social media and one that we shared here on the air, that this storm has already produced a brief tornado in southeastern Erath County. The rotation associated with the storm is weakened. We believe that tornado, the initial one, has also lifted, but the National Weather Service thinks that this thing, it may have a good potential of cycling back up again. The rotation getting better organized, and that would potentially lead to another tornado. So that's why they've reissued another tornado warning that goes farther north up into the Lipan area. Granbury now is under this latest tornado warning. Some estimated arrival times: Bluffdale at 8:50, Toller at 8:58, Lipan at 9:12, and Dennis up in southern Parker County at 9:28.
And Dan, I just wanted to just inject here. So we just got a report. A tornado is visible to the southwest on the TxDOT camera located on US 67 and Highway 220. So, yeah, just a few minutes ago, tornado was visible. So at least a few minutes ago, this was still producing a tornado.
But let's go ahead, if you would. Let's take this off the screen here, Dylan. Let's bring back the rotation and see if we can make out where that rotation is located right now. It's likely down here to the southwest, so it's south of Highway 67 here. You see this red and green couplet, south of 377, I should say, excuse me there. Highway 67 sits to the south of the storm now, so it's moved north of Highway 67. It's heading in the direction of Bluffdale and Highway 377 here in Erath County. Here's the Erath County line. So on the west side of that, that's Erath County. On the east side, there's Hood County. Down here is Somerville County. Here's our storm. That's the one that we're watching here. It moved right through the Johnsville area, Highway 67. It continues to move almost in a due northerly direction, north-northeast here, still probably moving at about 30 to 35 miles an hour, so it's going to be heading right up towards the Bluffdale area and Highway 377. So if you live anywhere from, let's say, just east of Morgan Mill through Bluffdale, Toller, we want you to be in your tornado safe shelter. In fact, not only there, but even farther to the north as you head up towards Oak Trail Shores. Even Granbury is under a tornado warning here. These storms can be at times very fickle, and they can develop new rotation farther east of where the main circulation is, or even far southeast, and you can see a potential second tornado develop. But right now, the area that we're watching very, very closely here is close to FM 205 and FM 2481. Had a traffic camera, and they said that they may have seen either a funnel cloud or a tornado in progress from that traffic camera here. This is the location again. It's very close to the intersection of 205 and FM 2481. That is pretty near the Chalk Mountain area here. Paluxy sits off just to the northeast of there. Toller's probably about 10 miles or so to the north-northeast of this storm. And Bluffdale's probably, Dylan, if you would, can you track the distance here from roughly where my fingertip is up towards the Bluffdale area? So we're talking 6 to 7 miles as the crow flies. That's how far the storm is now. That potentially could have a tornado in it, and it's moving almost due north towards Bluffdale. Again, what we're looking at here is storm relative motion. So we're peering inside this thunderstorm, looking for rotation. We have certainly found it here. There's the rotation. Here's Stephenville. You're clear here from this storm. You're well west of the tornadic circulation here. It is moving through pretty rural areas now of eastern Erath County, and this is going to be steering up, tracking due north towards Bluffdale here. It's only 6 miles from there, so it's probably only going to take about, at most, 15 minutes to get up towards the Bluffdale area based on the rate of movement here. And that's not accurate there, Dylan. That's, you're going to have to track that at about a 35-mile-per-hour clip so that we get an accurate time for Bluffdale here on there. There's our big view, and you can see Dallas and Tarrant counties are in the clear right now. We're not concerned here in the Metroplex, at least at the present time. All the activity, and this was expected. We did expect the main severe weather threat this evening to be off to our west and northwest, and indeed, that's what we're seeing right now. We've got additional very heavy thunderstorms, torrential downpours going on up in Jack County and into Montague County. There's no tornado threat with those storms, but there is certainly a flooding threat because we've already seen 3 to 4 inches of rain in these locations, and with these heavy rains coming down now, that ground is like a wet sponge. So it's not going to hold any additional moisture, and so the heavy rain that's occurring now, it's all going to be runoff. And so that's why we are concerned, a growing concern about a flood threat there. Here's our tornado warning again. It includes eastern Erath County, a good chunk of now Hood County, and extreme northwestern portions of Somerville County. Dylan, anything from the chat?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add too, I know Montague County is not included in a tornado warning right now, but Allie just mentioned to me that that storm is producing golf ball sized hail. We have reports of that up there. So we just wanted to let you know that there's some big hail up in that line as well.
You mean that the northern storms up there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah. That's another big concern. Thank you for pointing that out. That those storms are producing damaging hail right now, up to golf ball sized hail. So, boy, you know, folks up in excuse me, Jack County and Montague County had the tornado that moved through up there. Now they've got not only a flood threat, but the threat of damaging hail. Here's our storm that could potentially be producing a tornado here. We have not had a second confirmed report of that. We are still monitoring our chat session here constantly to see if we have any additional information. Remember, too, now it's dark. And so it's going to be that much more difficult for people to see a potential tornado if it's on the ground. Many times, all you can rely on is being backlit by lightning. And of course, we've got our Doppler radar here that continues to show the rotation now, probably about 5 miles or so to the south of Bluffdale. Now, we're not looking at a rotation close to the ground. Remember, our radar is up in southern Tarrant County, so we're probably up a couple thousand feet above ground level here, still showing you that rotation associated with the storm itself as it moves in a due northerly direction. Let's put the radar back up if we can, Dylan.
And I just wanted to say 3,500 feet. Up there.
3,500 feet. Yeah. So it's mid-level rotation that we are able to show you. And certainly this storm is likely also producing some hail as well, where you're seeing these really dark red colors and those purple colors here just to the south of Bluffdale. And I wouldn't be surprised if the radar algorithm is underestimating the hail size here with this particular storm. Let's go ahead farther north if we can, just momentarily. I want to show those storms again. These areas have been hard hit. There's these are sub-severe here on the south side of Mineral Wells into Palo Pinto County. These are producing some very large, in fact, here we've got the severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for Bowie up towards Nocona. Yeah, and you can clearly see that we've got some damaging hail in that storm. Could be up to the size of golf balls here. And we'll have to watch the rotation with this as well, too. I don't know if there's a potential here. If they're in the cool air, we would almost need to know what the temperatures are up here in Montague and Nocona and Bowie. I believe they are on the cooler side of the front right now, but we do know two things for certain. We are seeing flooding right now in Montague County, and we're also seeing big hail up to the size of golf balls that will likely cause some damage as these storms continue to move to the northeast.
Yeah, and water coming into homes in Nocoma as well.
Yes. So that flash flood warning will continue for at least another 2 to 3 hours up here in Montague County, where we've already seen a good 3 to 4 inches of rainfall. The ground saturated here by these very heavy rains, and so these additional torrential downpours are likely going to lead to more flooding as these storms continue to train repeatedly over the same areas here. If you can, Dylan, let's put up the radar one more time here to show folks at home that may be just tuning in right now. We continue to track strong to severe thunderstorms off to the west and northwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth area at this hour in time. You can see there are more storms out here in Abilene. This is going to be round 2. Eventually, we're going to see a line of storms develop out to our west, and then that line will move through overnight tonight. So this is kind of 2 rounds here. Here's our first round of scattered strong to severe thunderstorms. That second round will come through overnight tonight. But quite frankly, we're more concerned about this initial round because these are the ones, I think, that are going to have the higher potential, perhaps, of producing a tornado and the higher potential of producing larger hail. Once that next line moves through here, and that likely won't be until overnight tonight, it will likely mainly be a threat of some very strong gusty winds and smaller hail. It's these storms, what we call these discrete storms that are out ahead of the main line itself, tapping into very warm, moist air that we're going to continue to have to keep a very close eye on for the next probably 2 to 3 hours here. We are under a tornado watch from areas just to the north and west of Dallas and Tarrant counties. Here's our tornado watch in effect until midnight. Hood County, Somervell County, Parker County, and points west. Denton County, you are under that tornado watch. Cook County, Grayson County under the tornado watch, and points west through Montague County. That goes until midnight tonight. There's a potential that we could see a few more counties added to this, depending upon how these storms evolve here over the next 1 to 2 hours. We can tell you that things are very quiet in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Collin County, and even Denton County, and I expect it to stay that way probably for the next 1 to 2 hours. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on these storms out to our west and northwest here. In particular, this one here that does have a tornado warning with it. We are still monitoring the chat session here to see if we can get any additional information on this, but so far, we don't believe at the present time that we've got another tornado, but we've got a storm certainly that still has strong, well-established rotation with it, and it could indeed produce another tornado literally at any moment here as it continues to move off to the north-northeast. And that's why these areas continue to be under a tornado warning. The storms farther west, over towards Dublin, Comanche County, these are not exhibiting any strong rotation, so we're not concerned about an immediate threat of a tornado with these storms. That said, we'll continue to closely watch those as well. In fact, any storm that we see develop, especially out here to the east and southeast, those are the ones that we're going to have to pay a high degree of attention to over the next few hours. Dylan, anything from the chat? Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to add that the National Weather Service is now watching those 2 storms to the southwest of the initial tornado warned storm for rotation. They said that rotation is increasing now with those 2 cells as well. They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning with the Comanche one as it moves up towards Stephenville. So there is some rotation with that one as well. But as you've been saying, Dan, the tornado warned storm is the one that we're closely watching. And actually, they just mentioned that the rotation has increased once again. And I'm also seeing an increase in lightning as well, which is a sign that it's probably starting to intensify, which we kind of expected as it gets closer to that boundary. Yeah, and you know, heads up if you live up here in Parker County here. This storm is coming your way, and so we want you to be on heightened alert there as well. Even though you're not under any type of warning right now, it is clearly evident to us that this storm is going to hold together as it pushes north up into a Parker County. So the Weatherford area, Dennis, Willow Park, certainly you need to be close to a TV set, hopefully watching us. Hopefully you've got the WAP as well so that you're watching radar very closely. There's some estimated arrival times. Granbury 9:05, Lipan at 9:14, Dennis at 9:30, Weatherford 9:49, your estimated arrival time of that storm itself. That is exhibiting some pretty strong rotation right now. We don't believe that we have a tornado at this moment in time, but we've got a storm that did produce a tornado earlier down in Erath County, and it is fully capable of producing another one as it continues to move off to the north and northeast. So there's a rotation here. It's just to the south-southeast now, it looks like, of Bluffdale. So it appears to me that we could see the rotation developing in a little area, a new area here that's farther east than the original area of rotation. So this is the area that we're going to watch very closely here. There's Bluffdale that sits literally just a couple miles to the north-northwest of the rotation itself. It is moving due north right towards Highway 377, so it's going to be likely passing just east of Bluffdale and just west of Toller here. Again, we don't believe that we've got a confirmed tornado, but we've got a storm that is increasing rapidly with its rotation itself. So literally, we could see another tornado develop here in the next couple of minutes. I want you to expand the view. Let's look at those storms just a little farther off to the west and southwest. Don't see anything in terms of rotation that is as impressive as the rotation up to the northeast of there, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye on those cells as well here. But there's our rotation couplet. Once again, it is just a couple of miles to the southeast of Bluffdale. There's the community of Bluffdale right on Highway 377. And yeah, this certainly does look more impressive. With each radar scan that we continue to see here, this is continuing to ramp up a little bit more. And so really need to be on your guard here. We're under a tornado warning now. Toller all the way up towards the Granbury area, you are all under this tornado warning. In fact, let's expand the view here, Dylan. Just want to show folks at home that tornado warning goes as far north as Lipan, Oak Trail Shores, Granbury as well. In fact, it goes all the way up to the Parker County line. So these communities, if you live anywhere inside that red polygon, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Lowest floor available, away from exterior walls or windows, in a bathroom or a closet. Once again, the idea is to put as many walls between you and what could potentially be blowing in the wind outside. And there's where prime location there. In this particular image, it's that closet here located in the interior portion. You've got not only these four walls around the closet, but you've got the exterior walls of that neighboring den and bedroom itself. Every home is different. Every floor plan is different. Again, it could be a pantry, or it could be a bedroom closet, or perhaps even, another area, another bathroom that's located in the interior portion of the lowest level of your home. That's where we want you to go to stay safe. And if you got time, cover yourself with blankets, mattresses, pillows, something to provide some extra head protection. Tornado warning continues in effect here once again for far northeastern Erath County. It includes neighboring Hood County as well. We believe this storm is located very close to the community, or at least the rotation with it, very close to Bluffdale. We are likely now seeing Toller and areas right along Highway 377 getting pelted by some very large hail. It could be up to the size of golf balls here. So very large hail likely falling with this storm, and it's heading off to the north at a good clip, probably at about 30 to 35 miles per hour, according to the movement on Doppler radar here. Dylan, anything from the chat?
So the Weather Service is saying that a tornado is likely in progress right now near the Erath-Hood County line.
Okay, let's put that rotation back up on there.
Yeah, again, it's cycled up.
It has definitely cycled up. So there's our rotation couplet here. It is literally just to the southeast of Bluffdale right now. It's only about a mile or so away. We believe that if this tornado is on the ground right now, it is just south of Highway 377, moving north at about 35 miles an hour. So it is going to cross right over Highway 377 here, in all likelihood just to the east of Bluffdale and just to the west of Toller. That said, if you live in either one of those two communities, absolutely, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter at this point in time, as this storm is moving to the north at a very good clip. And you're under that tornado warning as well for areas farther north. This is all likely torrential rain mixed with hail that could be up to the size of golf balls here, extending from Bluffdale eastward through Toller and about as far east as Granbury right now. It's also producing a tremendous amount of cloud-to-ground lightning here, and that's something that we watch closely as well. Oftentimes, before you do see a tornado, you'll see a dramatic increase in cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, and this one certainly has gotten a lot more electrically active here in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Let's expand the view one more time, if you would, Dylan. I want to continue to keep folks at home apprised of what else is going on. We've got storms farther west of there in Erath County and in far northern Comanche County that right now are showing some rotation, but the rotation is not as impressive as the storm off to the east of there. There is a distinct flooding threat that's continuing at this hour in Jack County and Montague County, where we've seen already up to 4 inches of rain. Fortunately, we don't see a tornado threat at this point in time with these storms. That storm that produced the tornado is now up in Oklahoma, where there are additional tornado warnings. Keep this in mind, too. If this is a big travel weekend, if you know folks here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are heading northbound on I-35, just keep in mind that as soon as you cross the border here, you have got tornado warnings for Ardmore and points to the west that go right across the interstate here. In fact, that menacing storm here that's rotating is going to be passing right over I-35 and the Ardmore area. So anyone that wants to travel northbound, please stay at home. That is not safe heading north into southern Oklahoma. And likewise, if you know people that are up, let's say in Oklahoma City, Norman area, traveling southbound, they're going to go right through that very dangerous storm.
Nice notch with that storm in Montague County too, Dan.
Yeah, we're going to continue to watch these very closely. I mean, the environment is still conducive that we could see an additional tornado or two form. Right now, we know that there's hail occurring here on the east side of Montague. Just outside of Nocona, looks like some very large hail, perhaps up to the size of golf balls. I think our computer is underestimating the size of the hail a little bit here based on some of the reports that we're getting. So it wouldn't surprise me if it is up to the size of golf balls here. And that is certainly torrential rain that is just going to aggravate the situation here. And as you said, there may have been reports already of water encroaching into some homes. And so the flash flood warning remains in effect not only for Montague County, but for Jack County as well. Dylan?
And by the way, the Weather Service just got a photo of a tornado near Bluffdale. So tornado observed, and hopefully we can get this picture up in the chat and in our system shortly. But they just received a tornado picture from near Bluffdale. Okay, well, that's the area that we've been watching very closely here. Let's go ahead and zoom into that one. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado now near Bluffdale. It's moving likely almost due north here. So it's west of Toller. There's the small community of Bluffdale in far eastern Erath County. So here's the rotation. It is located right along Highway 377, about halfway between Bluffdale and Toller. But as we've been saying, if you live in either one of these two communities, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. We believe we've got another tornado in progress. So this would be tornado number 2 potentially that this storm has produced. It produced another one farther southeastward down in Erath County, southeast of Stephenville. That tornado, that first tornado weakened, dissipated, and now we believe we've got a new tornado here. The rotation, as we've been showing on radar, has continued to look more and more impressive with each progressive radar scan. And so dangerous situation here as this tornado is crossing right over a very well-traveled road, Highway 377. This is now more than likely in Hood County that we are seeing this tornado circulation, or very close to the Erath Hood County line. It looks like it's on the east side of Bluffdale and west of Toller. Notice this little hook here, and it's right at that hook that we are seeing that tornadic circulation. So much of Hood County here continues to be under a tornado warning from Toller even into Bluffdale here. Technically, you're not in that tornado polygon right now, but I still want you to stay in your tornado safe shelter there. And that tornado warning goes all the way up to the Parker County line. Oak Trail Shores,
Granbury, the Brazos Bend area, all under that tornado warning as well. And you folks farther north into Parker County, here is your heads up. This storm has produced now, it looks like 2 tornadoes, and is going to be moving in your direction as well. And we've got no reason to believe that this thing is going to weaken as it moves up to Parker County here over the next 30 to 45 minutes or so. Another one we got to keep a close eye on here is this one south of Mineral Wells. Got a little characteristic little southwestern appendage there, and you know, any one of these storms could develop some rotation, so we'll watch that one closely. But right now, it doesn't look like there is an immediate threat of anything developing with that storm. The storm, though, that's farther to the south and southeast, this one we do believe is currently producing a tornado. It was seen, social media photos out there. A apparent tornado near Bluffdale was spotted. This thing is on the ground right now, and it is moving to the north. Well, do you have the very latest? Once you read that from the chat session, the warning itself, Dylan.
Yeah, and Dan, I just wanted to add to a chaser unaffiliated with us is tracking the tornado. There is a confirmed tornado near Road 377 near Toller. So, you know, some chaser does have a visual on that, but not affiliated with us.
So that's Highway 377. Yeah. So here's the storm that we're talking about that is producing the tornado. It's now moving up into northern Hood County here. If you're watching us now in Granbury, we believe the more dangerous portion of this storm, the tornado itself, is located off to your west.
And Dan?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the show open here for our Fox 4 News at 9 o'clock, beginning a little bit late, but we will be back with our continued storm coverage in just a few moments.
Here for you, Fox 4 News starts now.
Hello, everybody. I'm Casey Stiegel. Thank you for being with us tonight. Our breaking weather coverage continues right now. Multiple tornadoes have been reported across western parts of DFW. At this hour, we have not heard of any injuries or fatalities, but we are on top of it. Let's get you right over to Fox 4 Chief Meteorologist Dan Henry. Dan.
Yeah, and Ali Turiano still in here, as well as Dylan Federico. So we've got team coverage of the severe weather at this hour here. I do want to point one thing out before we go into this Hood County storm. According to Ali here, considerable flooding going on up here in Jack County and in Montague County. You folks are under a flash flood warning. You've seen at least 4 inches of rain already with torrential downpours that continue. There's also large hail occurring with these storms here. The only good news I can tell you is that I don't see a tornado threat at this hour with these storms. The tornado threat has shifted farther north into the Ardmore, Oklahoma area, where a rotating storm, likely producing a tornado, is moving towards Interstate 35. We're safe here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for now, but we are watching with great concern the storm located now in Hood County. So let's go ahead and we'll zoom into that. We do have a tornado warning in effect. It's outlined by that red polygon here. So anywhere from Toller to Granbury, northward to the Parker County line, you're under a tornado warning. Let's get more specific here. I want to put the rotation on here and show you where we think this tornado is right now. So here's our red and green couplet here. It is located probably at about 3 miles at the most to the west-northwest of the town of Toller right now. That said, too close for comfort. If you live in Toller, we want you to be in your tornado safe shelter. You can see that thing is only 2 miles off to your west right now. This is what's being indicated right now. That's counterclockwise rotation being indicated by Doppler radar. This rotation has gotten increasingly more organized over the last 10 to 15 minutes. Again, this storm has had a history of producing one other tornado farther south in Erath County as it was moving through that vicinity. That's the photo of the first tornado that was produced. Northeast of Hyco, about 12 miles to the east-southeast of Stephenville. Dr. Chris Jackson shared that photo with us. This is probably at about, this occurred around 8:30 this evening or so. You can see the tornado right there. And that's the well-defined wall cloud here. That tornado was on the ground, I think, just briefly, maybe for a few miles. It dissipated, and then the storm itself has cycled back up as it continues to move north. And now we believe it's producing another tornado here, just west and northwest of Toller in northern Hood County here. That's why you're under a tornado warning at this point in time. And Dylan, anything you can tell me from the chat session? Any late breaking news here? Yeah,
so Allie just informed me we're working to get it in now, but we have another video of the Toller tornado. So we'll have that for you in just a moment, Dan.
Okay, so that's the one that's in progress right now here.
Yes, sir.
So we want you, once again, even if you live up here in Parker County, you're not under a tornado warning at this point in time, but we fully expect that this storm is going to hold itself together as it moves north into Parker County. So make sure that you have a severe weather safety plan in place right now. Wherever you are, you need to have a safe shelter in mind about where you would go if a tornado warning was issued. And if you're in an area right now, in a location that doesn't have one, you still have time, let's say, if you live up here in the Weatherford area, to move to a more substantial safe shelter. So here's our estimated arrival times for this storm. 9:16 Granbury, 9:35 Dennis, 9:43 Brock, 9:58 Weatherford, the estimated arrival time of this storm. Let's go ahead and zoom in once more. Let's show the rotation with this apparent tornado. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado again occurring in northern Hood County here.
Oh, yeah.
There's our rotation couplet, and certainly just north of Highway 377, probably by about 2 miles right now. There's the town of Toller. Let's bring Toller into view. There's Toller. So it's probably only about 2 miles to the northwest of there, where we've got the tornado in progress right now. It's located just north of Highway 377. Let's put it into motion now, if you would, Dylan. I want to show folks at home a lapse to show them what direction this thing is moving in, at least over the last 10 to 15 minutes. Looks to me like it's north-northeast right now, based on that. So not due north and not northeast, but north-northeast. There it crossed over 377, right there, crosses over 377, west of Toller by about 3 miles, and then it's moved now north of Highway 377. So that is our tornado. Dylan, put the radar, I'm going to leave my finger right here. I want you to put the radar back on there. Is this thing wrapped in rain? It could be a little bit, at least. Keep in mind, too, that it's 20 after 9 now, so it's well past sunset. It's extremely dark. You may not be able to see this tornado as it approaches. You may only get a warning from the roar of the tornado itself as it's moving to the north-northeast. Do they have a speed of movement on that tornado warning statement that was issued? Is it 30 miles an hour? Is it 35? It's more than likely a pretty good clip.
I believe it's 35. Let's see. Allie and I are both looking. 35.
35 miles an hour. So yeah, it's covering about a half mile a minute. So it's going to cover a good. If you would, Dylan, let's do a little wider storm track. I don't like to be. Let's do a little wider storm track here, and take that thing to the north at roughly. It's going to be. You're going to have to go more than that. Okay, let's go to the video.
Let's go to the video.
We've got the video right now. Let's bring that up. This is the video of the apparent tornado here.
This is in Heiko.
Okay, this is from earlier then.
Yep,
so,
same supercell.
Okay, the same supercell. We're efforting to get that video. In the meantime, you are looking at a tornado warned storm here in Hood County. We believe we still have a confirmed tornado on the ground. It's moving to the north-northeast at 35 miles an hour.
New tornado warning.
Okay,
Dan.
so now that one, this is a different storm now, Dylan. Notice this is based on, I'm betting right on this rotation here south of Mineral Wells that they faced there. Let's go ahead and put the rotation up, bring the rotation up there.
Yes, sir.
Got a new tornado warning now in effect that includes Mineral Wells and all points east towards the Weatherford area. There's our developing tornado right there. There it is. There's our red and green couplet right on Highway 281. See how things are ramping up very, very quickly now with these storms. So there's our tornado. It is located just to the northeast of Brazos, right on Highway 281, south of Mineral Wells, southwest of Millsap. That said, all you folks here from Mineral Wells and the Brazos area eastward are under a tornado warning. This is a separate storm. So again, we were talking about the storm to the south of there threatening folks farther north into Parker County, and now lo and behold, we've got a storm that's wrapped up very, very quickly and is likely producing a tornado. And if the rotation is here, which we believe it is, it's likely wrapped in rain. And that occurs many times in this part of the country. You get these heavy curtains of rain that wrap around the tornado circulation itself, making it almost impossible to see it as it approaches. Let's put this one into motion here, if you would. This one looks like it's moving more east-northeast. Based on how they drew this tornado warning polygon here, let's put that into motion, if you would.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I think here's two things I think that we're looking at. Number one, this storm is moving northeast, so they are concerned about western and northwestern Parker County. But there's also going to be a concern from this storm here that's producing a tornado in northern Hood County that is going to be moving. I'm a little bit baffled as to why they didn't include all of southern Parker County in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. If you live literally anywhere in Parker County down into Hood County, you're under a tornado warning. Okay? There are two separate storms here. There's one here that's got a confirmed tornado in it. This one's moving north-northeast at 30 to 35 miles an hour. We believe we've got a second developing tornado right on Highway 281, south of Mineral Wells. That one is moving more northeast. And so that's why this new tornado warning was issued for that. In fact, Dylan, why don't you go ahead and read that, the latest tornado warning for we'll call it the Mineral Wells storm, even though it's just south of Mineral Wells. Do you have that up there?
Yeah, and I just wanted to add to, and I noticed this when we went to Velocity a moment ago, but the Hood County tornado signature, it is really ramped up. So there is very strong wind with that. And I, like you said, Dan, I would have to imagine that they will extend that tornado warning into Hood County now and further north as well. So two tornado warnings. Let me just read this out for you here for the Mineral Wells tornado. At 9:20 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 8 miles southwest of Cool, or 8 miles south of Mineral Wells, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. That one is at least radar indicated, but as I was saying a moment ago, the cell to the south that we've been tracking, apparently the rotation is really ramped up with that one.
So let's go ahead and let's show the rotation on this one there. Yeah, it is clearly ramped up. So we have a tornado in progress here. It is located north of Toller and west of Oak Trail Shores. There it is. You notice the very well-defined red and green couplet there. So let's go ahead and get the distance on here to show folks at home about how far to the north of Toller it is right now. I'm going to guess about 4 or 5 miles based on that. Yeah, 4 to 5 miles to the north of Toller. This is our confirmed tornado here in Hood County. The community of Oak Trail Shores sits off here probably about 6 miles or so to the east of there. We want you all here in this portion of Hood County to be in your tornado safe shelter. We believe we've got a confirmed tornado in progress on the ground, and it's almost moving in a due northerly direction. Yeah. So Dennis, you folks up here in Dennis in Parker County, I think you're going to be under the gun here for a potential tornado as well in the next, let's say, 20 minutes or so as this storm continues to move northbound. So that's a really good look at our confirmed tornado here. Let's go a little farther to the northwest. keeping this product on here. And there's what we believe could be another developing tornado here. It's located to the southeast, southeast of Mineral Wells. This one, too, is very close to the Palo Pinto and Parker County line around the community of Bennett. You can see our red and green couplet here. The rotation, not quite is impressive as to the south, but keep in mind, this one has ramped up very, very quickly. We were watching to how quick environment here. So we believe that this tornado circulation is going to continue to move up here to the northeast in the direction of Highway 180. So if you live anywhere from Mineral Wells to Millsap to Bennett, Sturtevant, you need to be in your tornado safe shelter. Developing tornado moving to the northeast. Farther south, confirmed tornado in progress right now. Notice the rotation, much better radar appearance here. We believe that that is indicating, again, a confirmed tornado. It is moving more than likely through some pretty rural areas. So at least there's that saving grace that it's moving through fairly rural areas here in northern Hood County. Go ahead and put that